is my road. Let it roll. Pack my dreams in a beat-up leather case. Left the dust of that suffocating place. They said a girl like me should stay in line, but I'd rather lose their map than lose my mind. Tune the radio to a station playing wild and free. Windows down, smelling like the pine trees. 500 miles and I'm just getting started. Say goodbye to the heavy-hearted. Oh, nobody's holding the reins tonight. I'm chasing the edge of the morning light. This is my highway, my open sky. I've got the wings and I'm ready to fly. No yellow lines can tie me down. I'm leaving my tracks all over this town. Freedom, freedom, yeah. Now they call me an outlaw, call me a breeze, shaking the leaves right off of the trees. Ain't no speed limits on the choices I make, with every single risk that I happily take. Got a heart like an engine, loud and true, writing my own rules. Nothing brand new, just an old soul singing with the modern beat, dusting off the pavement under my feet. This is my highway, my open sky. I've got the wind, can tie me down. I'm leaving my tracks all over this town. Freedom, freedom, yeah, ooh, yeah. And if I get lost in the dark of the night, I know my own stars will show me the light. No more shadows to cover my face. I'm running my pace, I'm winning my race. Freedom, yeah, just let it roll.
Well, just let it roll. Happy freaking Saturday. I know that this is a rare occasion to be coming live, but when you find something that is a rare discovery, you take a look and you share it with your friends. And let me just remind you that I've got a disclaimer and I have to give it to you. You know how that works. This content is for informational, commentary, and entertainment purposes only. All opinions are those of the creator and based off of publicly available information, interpretation, and speculation. Nothing stated is intended to accuse, defame, slander, or harm any person, entity, or organization. All individuals, all are presumed innocent unless proven or until proven guilty in a court of law in America. The content is not legal, medical, or professional advice. Viewers should do their own research as always and form their own conclusions. And if they just so happen to match what the host is sharing, well, bomb diggity fireballs. Of course, by watching, you do acknowledge that everything is alleged, speculative, and subject to this disclaimer. Hello, hello, everyone. Go hit that thumbs up, come back in. It is a scorcher out there. I'm telling you, hottest I've felt in a long time in Arizona. And I will tell you, it's pretty frigging hot. So hot. I'm going to have to take a little trip soon. So, do me a favor. We're going to stay curious. We're going to stay grounded. We're going to look and listen for everything that is still hidden right in front of us, because this community shows up to learn the truth. So welcome in, nesters. Grab your iced cold lemonade, ice cold water, smoothie, whatever you have, and let's do this. Terry says, I am not going to miss another one. Welcome in, Terry. Hey, Sarah, welcome in. Yvonne, welcome in. I finished watching Jay Embry and came back in 4 minutes. What'd you do? Put it on 3.0 speed? Brenda, hello. Hey, hey. Patty, good to see you. Okie dokie. Lisa, 100 and it feels 107. You're out in California, aren't you? Whew, I think you might be. I can't do the heat. That would kill me. It's not too bad. I mean, you adjust, you get used to it after a few years, but we have a full week. It started today. Ooh, I heard the heat wave is hitting. You know what? I haven't even just looked at the national weather in a while. So let me just take a look at this map and let's see what's going on. Ooh, yeah, you guys are scorching out there. Holy moly. Whew. I'll tell you, it's looking really super freaking hot out there. What did it say? National weather map for today? It is scorching. Woo! Yeah, it's wild. I don't even know what the current temp in USA is. Let me just take a peek. Oh, that's not too bad. That must have been like early this morning. It's probably scorching out there. Okay, we went through it last week here in Washington. It's moved over. I'm not a fan of the air quality with the heat. Yeah, K-Cat's girl. The air quality is not good, especially if that wind is blowing and you've got allergens and who knows, God know what in that. Yeah, I hear you. Hey, Peony, welcome in. And Lulu Bell, I would be remiss if I miss saying hello to you. Good afternoon, all you Saturdayers. So, one thing's for sure in the Idaho 4, it is keeping us on our toes, especially those in the truth community. What do I mean by that? Well, we're out looking for the truth. We see it in the documents. It's hidden right in front of our eyes. But when you notice something that I seem to notice and someone else seems to notice, I started doing a little bit more research, and I'll tell you, there is something wild about this time frame. We know the timeline has always not been as great as they've been telling us, right? We know that. And I also know for a fact that some of this audio and visual may be twisted, manipulated, allegedly tampered with, but it was to fit the narrative they wanted us to believe. And now that most of this, technology has been released in video and audio, one thing that I'll notice and I'll say is that it is kind of odd when you see something like this and no one's talking about it. Okay. And we've mentioned this before on the stream before. And one thing holds true is that when we see something like this and people talk about it and glance over it, we just have to keep talking about it. I'm talking about 2:25 a.m. Hey, Ink Mama, welcome in. I hope you are having a fabulous evening. And hey, Heart of Gold, I see you out there. So 2:25. Okay, so my timeline starts about 2:15, and we don't have any sound for that time frame, unfortunately. But something that the Moscow Police Department did do is they put a video out there for 1:55 to, I think it was 12:55 to 2:30. I'm looking at my notes. So there it is. I put it at the screen. This is on the security cam of 1112 King Road at 12:55 a.m. to 2:30. And it absolutely has no sound. Okay? We know that. We've listened to this before. We've talked about this one before. Really bothered me. But there is a video that overlaps with this time frame at 2:25 a.m. to 3:35, and we get at least 5 minutes of content that blows my mind that they even released this at 2:25, because we hear what's going on when they said there was no audio on the other portion of it. So what do I think is happening at 2:25 a.m.? I think we're beginning to listen to the actual time frame that the second part of this night continued on with something nefarious. That is what I'm alleging. That's what I'm listening to. And the audio, of course, is out on the internet for everyone to Google this time frame. And I'm going to show you what I mean. I think it was released by accident. Okay, Brenda, yeah, absolutely. I I don't think there's any accidents in this case, guys. I think somebody just like, and I'm just going to use this as an example, L5, L6 bloody handprints on the two bloody handprints on the sliding back door at 1122 King Road. They released the individual's fingerprints and social security. I don't think that was an accident, folks. I don't think that was an accident at all. Hey, no talkie before coffee. How are you? That is in my humble opinion. So I'm looking at 324. I got to go back to 225. This is the audio video that they say they have no sound for. I mean, they obviously said that there was no sound for this. But it starts at 225 here to 230, and on the other video, it doesn't even show you. You can't even hear it. But let's listen to this together. And I'm going to look at a timeline the following morning, because at this time frame, I've written down two key events here. 221 to 226, which I'm going to go back to the other video that doesn't have sound. And I'm going to play this one first and mention another time frame. Here we go. Listen in closely. And it sounds like, hey, I'm talking to you. That's what it sounds like to me in the background. Now, there is no closed caption. There's no subtitles. A car enters at 2:26. At the same time, Jack D calls Kaylee. And I'm going to lower this speed. This is where I caught that cell phone ringing on camera. You hear, and I know I heard it very clearly, Murphy. We could lower the audio. Slow it down a little. I swear I heard. I thought we'd always be together. In this 5 minutes that was released with sound, we hear so much. And at 2:29, you're going to see this car leave. There the car leaves at 2:29:11. Same car that pulled in there 3 minutes ago. Okay, so now that you've seen that one, we're going to go back to the time frame that they said there was no sound. Okay, so when you see this one is the one they said there was no sound. All right, so let me get to that spot again. That was 2:25. But I'm going to go to 2:21, okay? Because I want you to take a look at something that's going up at the top of the screen. At 2:06, this is the one they have no sound. At 2:06, keep your eyes on the left side of the screen, right up at the top where that one little light is on. Okay? You're going to see some other lights go on or something shining off of this house. And it's going to happen pretty quickly. So keep an eye on that left side. There's only one light on right now. And at 2:06:20, it's coming up in about 6 seconds. You're going to see all 3 of those lights go on. What looks like 4 now. So 3 went on, 1 was already on. Drop a 1 if you just saw that happen. And the light at 1119 is still being, it looks blurred out, but it's still a blinking light that's shining off of, I'd say, Taylor. Okay, so I'm going to stop that for a second, and I'm going to show you the image that I made a while back. Let me just see if I can grab it so that you can see the image that I made, and it's going to make sense in about, I don't know, maybe 5 minutes after I show you something. So let me see if I do still have that image I made of the locations. Let me see if I still have it. I think I saved it. I'm trying to clean up a lot on my computer. No, that is the knife one. That's the ratio of K-bars in the area. Let me see if I saved it somewhere else. Dang it. I didn't think I'd need it again. I probably X'd it. Let me see if it's in my downloads, just to be on the same side. Oh, I hope you guys are having a fabulous weekend. It's kind of nice when you take a break and you don't think about things and then you're sitting there and something pops in your head and you're like, wow, that makes sense, right? Okay, I must have X'd it. All right, so let me just bring a picture up. Maybe that'll help refresh your memory. And I know it was on another live that we talked about this. Let me see if I can just find it. Here we go. Let's do this. Let me use this one. And all right, here we go. What are the odds only 2 cameras near the treehouse have missing audio? Yeah, you got a good point. Very, very good point. Okay, so here we go. Here's King Road. All right. So if there was I can't even use that. Let me go ahead and just copy this real quick, and that's going to give you a better view. And let me throw it in here. Just trying to figure out what's going to work best. All right, let's do this. Let's do this live. Let's do it. All right, let me paste this. All right, here we go. And I've talked about this before. And let me see if I can make this a little larger so when it gets on my screen, you guys won't be like, I can't see it. It's too small. All right, let's see if this works. Shoot, too small. Let me try another way. Here we go. And voila. All right. Let me put this up here and we should be cool. If that works. Sometimes it doesn't work the way we want, right? It figures. Let me see my home and let me see what I've got up here. Let me do this way. This may work. Yes. Okay. I got a bigger size. Here we go. All right. So let's do this. Now that you can see that, and remember this, let me see if I can throw a little cop car in here. Hopefully you guys can see all this. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to make it bigger in a minute. Let's just say there's a little cop car here and the lights are flashing. Let's just say here. Let's just say about right here. Okay. And let me just make it a little smaller. He's parked here. Let's say right here by the band field. Okay. Now, I'm not saying that this was an undercover car. I'm just saying if a police car popped in here, that light, and this is all speculation because of what I'm looking at and what I'm reading and what I'm saying, what I see in the documents, and something that came across my eye. So let me make this a red line. And let me do this. If this cop car's lights are right here and it would be shining right on this light that we see that they have blurred out. Okay. There's no way, since we didn't see, and it could be that a cop car pulled in here. They may have manipulated the footage and maybe another, I'm just saying, let's just say another cop car is like over here. I'm just saying in general. If there is a cop car here, then this rings true also, right? Because then this one would be a direct reflection of right here in this window too, and they could be blurring it out because they don't want anyone to see. But we see that those lights are indeed flashing. It's a flashing light that they have totally just but that car would have to be there. Okay. There is no other location that this car could possibly be. Now take a look. All right. The video that I just showed you, I'm going to go back to real quick because you're going to see it, and they just continue to blur this out. I don't understand why. So there's only two possible locations that a cop car could have been at, one with lights in the middle of the night. Just two areas. Okay? Keep in mind of what I just showed you. It would be reflecting off of this light at 1119. I don't know if you can see my cursor, but it would be reflecting either right off of here or right off of Taylor. Okay? That's just a theory. And see how they keep blurring that, and it keeps going a regular speed. You guys see how that light keeps blinking? That's not like a turn signal, and it's not like a flashlight signal. That looks to me like a cop signal. And it blinks intermittently. Now, I don't know. Let me turn this volume off. I don't know if anybody has timed it on a real cop car to see if they didn't even redact this, but they blurred it out. I don't know if anybody's done any test timings on a cop car, if it blinks or flashes or whatever. I don't know. But I'm just saying this is a possibility. Possibility, folks. And you're telling me to ask Rock. Okay. Now, I will ask Rock. What's the sequence, right? What is and I don't know if it's for all police cars. What is the interval of the blinking lights on a patrol car? Let me see what it says. Emergency lights, flash rate or blink rate. There's no universal interval. There's no single universal interval on a patrol car. It flashes 60 to 240 flashes per minute. Okay. All right. That's a great start, right? So this could prove the theory that I'm thinking if this is indeed a cop car. So I'm going to put the actual link to this video, and I'm going to ask Grok to analyze it. Can you analyze this video and focus on the window with the flashing light to see if that would match a standard patrol police car emergency light. I guess I'll call it an emergency light. Or any emergency vehicle known on Earth. The planet Earth, okay? All right, and let's just see what Grok says about analyzing this, because I want to, let me see. Okay. I want to see if, let me just take a peek at this. All right, hold on one second. Copy. And let me see what he says. And he's going to look for patterns. My Grok is named Alfred, by the way. And I'm going to just tell you guys, well, Grok does that. I'm going to let the cat out of the bag. I am highly pissed off. And I'm not saying it in a bad way. I'm saying it in a good way because obviously we've done something right here. Something so right that TikTok got really super mad at me and they have taken my video. Let me just send this to my email and I'll show you. They have taken my video of Maddie dancing with that older guy, or Maddie dancing, and the older guy that walks by, and the other guy that we still don't know. And they have basically removed my video. And don't ask me why, because I don't understand TikTok sometimes. I've looked all around just to see why they would remove my video. Still no answers. But they're not even recommending it on the FYP. Okay? Don't don't get me started, because I was pissed off this morning when I looked at my video and they said that they were not going to recommend it. And I'm thinking to myself, well, why would they not recommend my video to the FYP? Because it's got two young girls dancing. And if you remember, it's this one. I have to turn off it's this one. And they basically put this, you can't see it, but I could see it. And this is the picture that they give me. Just blew my mind away. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. You can see the video. And let me download this so you can see what they say. Let me share this. It just really pissed me off. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. This is wild. The times that we live in, when you're trying to get the truth out there and be logical and share it in a respectful way, there's what it says: ineligible for recommendation. That's clearly what it says. I'm like, what the heck? Right there in the center. And I'm thinking to myself, that wasn't even a bad video. It wasn't a bad video, unless we uncovered something they didn't want us to uncover. And that would be clearly, who is this guy in this video? Right? If you didn't watch the live yesterday, yeah, you're going to be shocked. It is bullshit. Bullshit. Because we found the guy who matches this video out of all the videos on the internet. No, there's videos that match this guy. Pictures, public information. And I suspect that somebody got pissed off because we found out who it was. Now I think we're on the right path. We know who this is. We know that there was male adults in this house, of a bunch of college girls, and somebody had my video removed. Well, they didn't have it removed. They had to have reported it for them not to put it on the FYP. Or he is ex-military, one of the bad dudes, allegedly. Who knows? But we found out who this was, and someone didn't like it. So if you complain enough to TikTok, yeah, he does, Karen. He does. And if you complain enough to TikTok, they will find a way to not push your videos out there. So what that means is they're not going to push my video out there because obviously they don't want this guy to be known. He is the father, the stepdad of one of the old roommates that was on the lease. Watch yesterday's live and you'll figure out who it is at the end of the live on Freedom Friday. So, Grok has responded that I cannot analyze the video content of that video. It says my only available tools is I could retrieve it. So let me see if I can screenshot or screen record just a little bit of this video real quick, because it says it couldn't analyze the video off of YouTube, but I'm just going to screen record it. And let me just let it record, let it play out. It's still flashing. Yeah, somebody was ticked off because we figured out who that was. Had to been. Can you do an image search? No. I actually, you're not going to believe how I found out who it is. So I figured it's Maddie's birthday. Maddie had to know someone. So I looked at all the roommates that we know that were there first. I looked at all the parents of all the roommates. Okay. And then I kept remembering that there was 6 people on the lease. So then I Googled Ashlyn Couch's parents, and her mother came up. And her mother's name is different than Ashlyn's last name, Couch. Okay. So then I went and looked at him, and I went to go to Instagram and started looking at all his pictures, and they had tons of information there, all public, of course. And that is how I found Ashlyn Couch's stepdad, which obviously has a different last name than Ashlyn Couch or her mom. And that's how I found it. So it's not that difficult. It's like 6 degrees of separation. You just have to think how else they had to have known somebody. Start with the people they know first and then work your way back. And I'm not going to keep, covering or doing something like this. I'm just going to say if it's all public info, utilize it to your advantage. I mean, literally, guys, here's how my mind works. If they want to make everything public about us and not give us any privacy as private citizens, okay? I don't work for the state. I don't work for the government. I don't work for anybody but myself. I am considered a private citizen, right? But if I put my public picture out on social media with my real name and my real address and tell everybody what I live, that's public information. And that's what the credit card companies do. That is what the post office does. That is what your mail does. That is what everything that you do on there. Okay? Everything out there on the internet is public. So if you go and you interview with a national TV syndicate, then you're putting your face, you're putting your name out there. You're on social media everywhere under your name. You're going to be easier to find. You're going to be easier to find any contact, any friends, any family, anybody who's liked your social media, anyone who's commented, anybody you've taken a picture with, anybody that has tagged you. You're going to be found, period. And in this quadruple homicide case, if you're connected in any way, shape, or form, people are going to question because we're not getting the truth. We're not getting the answers of what happened in Moscow, Idaho, folks. We know that now, that Brian Koberger is not physically connected to the murders. Yeah, flock them too. Right? Follow these people. I wouldn't say follow them in those terms. No, don't believe me. Don't harass anybody in this case, folks. But you have the right to snoop. You have the right. It's public information. So let me see if Grok can analyze this video. And now that I've screen recorded a little bit of it, let's see if he can do it. Let me upload this file. And let's see if this is, in fact, some type of emergency vehicle based on the reflection in the window that I just showed you. And then we're going to cut to the chase on the next cover of this portion. So I guarantee you, the next portion of the video is going to blow your mind because no one is talking about this. No one. So I'm going to switch over back to this video. All right. Those 4 lights come on. We're going to go look at this light during the day. Okay, this is all on Jules. You can go over and give her some love. She FOIA'd all these videos from MPD, and I've asked for several of them. They won't even give me duplicate copies. Nothing. And then I'm going to go over to Connor's channel. Now that you see it during the day, that is 3 windows right here, right? And then I'm going to go over to Connor's, and I'm going to go to a body cam where he is talking to the individual right in front of 1127. And then I'm going to put it all together for you, because I thought about this 4 or 5 different times. Snyder goes over there. He walks around the back of 1127. That's what we're focused on right now. And let me see if Grok came back with an answer. No, not yet. Okay. So let's go over to Snyder. I think Snyder or Warner. Which one is it? I think it's Snyder. Snyder walks over there. I think it's part 1 or part 2. And he goes over to talk to these guys. And I just want to show you a real quick screenshot. He's going to walk. He's watching these guys start looking around, trying to figure out what's going on. Reporters or people that are showing up. Have no idea who that is. But you can see in this video right here, this is in fact 4 windows. And it looks like maybe it's the front room. I don't know the exact layout, but let's just go see 1127 King Road, Moscow. Let's go take a look at this and see if there's a layout for this house. Let's just see. Okay, there's the house. It's managed by the same company that manages the 1122. Okay, same company that manages it. So let's see what this looks like inside this house, if there's enough pictures. And let's match up that front room with the window light that went on. This has got to be it. Well, no, that's the top. That's the top floor. Hold on. Let me go back. That's the top floor. Where is the front room view? That's the kitchen. Where is this area to the front door? It's probably on this side, but they're not showing the front room living area. It looks like 4 windows. This has got to be the bedroom that's looking out that way on the top. So let me see if I can find a better window. Hold on, give me 1 second. Let me see if I can find a better layout. There's got to be something on the internet. Let me just take a peek. 1127 apartment 1, apartment 2. Apartment 2. It's under the same company. College Victims Home. Apartment 2. We know that Jack Decor lived in apartment 1. And let me see what apartment 1 is. This is apartment 2 on the other side of the house. So that light is apartment 1. Okay. Now I know that Jack Decor said that he went to bed early. Does anybody remember what time that he gives? So apartment 1 is the apartment right here. I'm going to pull this up. Looks like it's split. Let me see if I can see any other photos of that front room window. That is apartment 1. So you mean to tell me he says he's asleep, but apartment 1's lights go on at that time frame? Is that right? I hope I'm understanding this correctly, because I'll go back to the interview with him. Let me see if I can find another. Okay, this is the view of the house. Clearly. So apartment 1 is on one side. I guess you enter. Let me put this up on the screen so you can see where I'm talking about. I guess you enter here and it's split apartment 1 and then apartment 2. So let's understand the layout first. Okay. So this is apartment 1. Is that a door you enter on the other side? So apartment 1 seems to be the main house on this side. And apartment 2 looks like it's been converted. The garages have been converted into rooms. Yeah, that looks like a bird's eye view of the back of 1122. Absolutely. Okay, so let me look and see. And this is on bumper. Is that bumper? Okay, hold on. Okay, so this is the actual apartment. Let's see if I can get this on here. Where's my cursor? My cursor is not on the screen yet. So the first side is apartment 1. That would be the main window that you see go on at that time frame. That's a pretty big place. I wonder whose room that was on the apartment 1 side, because they never say apartment 1. So you could clearly see that this window overlooks across the street, and you can see 1122 from the other side. You can kind of see out those windows. That's the back side. That's the back side window. And you can see the fence over here on the other 1119. The fence, here's the 1119 area. So apartment 1 is this side where these 3 windows look like 4 in the nighttime. Okay, those are the windows that are on. Is the windows on top? Let's just take a look at this one. Are the windows on top? I think only one of those windows on top was on, and that is up left side. Take a screenshot of this real quick and see if I can point out what I'm talking about. Wish there was an easier way. Oh, there is. Hold on. I just figured this out. 2. All right. All right. So these are the 4 windows down here that are, you can barely see them, but they're there. And let me just see if I can do this. Let me do a new one. And I'm going to circle these real quick so you can see what I'm talking about. Okay. These 2 windows and these 4. All right, here we go. Now we're talking. Check this out. All right, share screen. I'm going to share this window with you. And where are we at? There we go. All right, hopefully everybody can see this. All right, here is the picture. The window that I'm talking about, there's one window that goes on at different times during this whole night. But the arrow are the 3 windows that I'm talking about that go on at this time at 2:21. Okay, so we're going to go back. Remember, 2:21 doesn't have any sounds. And I don't know why they did that. I don't know. And you're going to see all the lights go on. It's not a reflection from anything that's happening across the way, because there's no way. Remember the little drawing that I did for you. Let me see if I still got it up. I think I do. This little drawing, is there a way there could be a reflection? Possibly. Let me rephrase that. Let me go back. Let me see. Look at this. Could there be a reflection coming from that area, from this little car. Let me make another one. Let me do this. I'm going to duplicate it. Could it be shining into this window from over here? Oh, it could be if there was if the cop car was placed somewhere different, in a different position. Because we know that this one could definitely, was there more than one emergency ambulance there, or a police car? Possibly, right? I mean, it has to have a direct line of sight. So drop a 1 if you think the lights went on, and drop a 2 if you think that might be an emergency vehicle. Drop a 1 if you think the lights went on over at 1127, as seen here. Or drop a 2 if you think that's an emergency vehicle. The reflection of their sirens, their lights. Just kind of want to get a feel for what you guys are thinking out there. And we don't miss anything. Okay, so I see a lot of 1s. I see a lot of 1s. So at 2:06, that 1 light is on. Okay, let's go back a little bit. 1:11, that 1 light is on. And look at all the lights. Can you guys see all these lights that are on right now at 1:11? JD says that he went to bed at, I don't know, he said he got home at 1, approximately 1. Remember, we're not trying to slander or frame anyone or accuse anyone of anything or defame them. We're trying to figure out why these lights are on, what is going on, and when people got home. Because look at this video. Yeah, that house seemed nice and active on this really quiet night in Moscow, right? All right, so we know for a fact the bottom light is not on at 1:11:25. But this light upstairs and the back light those lights are on. Okay, so let's go back to the actual video itself and let's watch. Remember, there's no sound. This car backs in, drops people off, but let's see when the lights actually turn on. When did those lights actually turn on? This is at 12:55 in the morning. So those lights are on at 12:55 in the morning. There's another light that goes on. So maybe JD's bedroom is all the way to the left after this car leaves. Watch that house all the way to the left. You can see all the lights are on upstairs. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 lights on right now. And at 1:03, another light goes on. After 1, another light will go on in a few minutes. 1 on the top lights look like a reflection. Absolutely. That sign right there. And this is at 1:04. This light's going to go on in a few minutes. I think they just got dropped off, and whoever lives on that side on apartment 1, the lights are going to go on. And I don't think anybody else lived at 1127 apartment 1 with Adam Lotta and Jack Decor, right? Here comes another car. I believe this is, who is this? These are the guys that get out of the car. They walk over. This is allegedly that JD, the time he said he got home. So he left a whole almost an hour before Kaylee leaves. So there's no way. Oh, I just got this. There is no way on the Corner Club video that Kaylee could be even chatting with Jack DeCour if he's already gone. That was not Jack DeCour that Kaylee and Maddie were talking to. There's no possible way, and I'll go back to that Corner Club video. Because look at the time, it's 1:05. 1:05. Now the light's going to go on. So let's just say 3 guys got dropped off. They go into their apartment. You got to go up the stairs to get there, and then the light will go on. Other people may have been hanging out because you see the lights go on at 2:06. Almost, there's the light that just went on at 1:06. Okay. I've always thought that, yeah, I didn't think that that was Jack DeCour talking to Kaylee at the Corner Club. I didn't think so. So those lights are on. So if you just got home from the club and you wanted to change and relax, he does say that he has a couple of drinks with some buddies. So then if you fast forward it, but he did say he went to bed at 1:20, right? So let's see. Yeah, the light goes off. The light goes off at 1:13-ish, 14. Let's see. After this truck comes in, the light does go off. And I'll go over to the Corner Club. I'll grab that one. So that light up the top of the left that went on is now off at 1:13. So 1:06 to 1:13. I don't know if somebody just went into the bedroom, changed, did whatever they had to do, go to the bathroom, or if that might have been a small bathroom. I'll go back to the layout of the house and look. But he does say that there's no possible way in my mind that Jack DeCour, and I'm not picking on anyone, there's no way in my mind that he just got home at 1:06 or something around that time frame, has as many alcoholic beverages as he says, and then goes to bed at 1:20, folks. How can you down that much alcohol in a matter of 7 minutes? I have too. I have always said that looks like Brent Kopaka because he was older. We'd have to go back, pull up his account, right? We could go back and pull his video, his audio. I couldn't even drink that much alcohol in 6 or 7 minutes. All right. If that was truly him coming in. So then we see at 2, let's fast forward this a little bit. I think that's a bathroom light. I bet it's a bathroom light. Let's see how long it stays on for here. 1:45-ish. Let's see what time it goes on again. To me, that seems like a little bathroom light. Other light goes off at 1:47. Bathroom, I think that's a bathroom light, goes on at 1:47. Bedroom light goes on again. What are we playing? Musical lights? There's the light in the, okay, behind the parking lot. There's a shining car that pulls in behind the parking lot at 1:51, and you can see it reflect on that little light over at 1127. And then obviously that light goes off. Another car pops in. That light is still on in the bedroom upstairs. Still on. And then these guys get dropped off because there was a second set of guys that were dropped off. And then those lights upstairs go off at about 2:00. And then they go back on. So I don't know what was happening upstairs in that bedroom. We don't even know who it could have been in that bedroom. But while they were all at a bar, someone was inside this apartment. Was that the guest that JD was talking about? Was that the guest that he had over? Possibly. And then the light stays on. Of course, we can't hear any of this. The light is still on up there in that room. I think that small one, it was the bathroom. And then the lights go on downstairs like they were closing up shop at 2:21. 2:21. Okay? Now, I'm going to go over to the corner club and let's see at 1 o'clock. Let's just see what time that Maddie and Kaylee were looking and talking with this anonymous person at the bar. All right, Connor's channel, once again, it's about a 50-minute video. And you can see people are just yip-yapping and talking away. And this says 1:57. I don't know if this time is right. And then on the top, it says 9:57 to 10:47. So I don't know which time is right. But there's 22. There's midnight. 22, 23, 22, 11. Yeah, that's 10:47. So where's the rest of the footage? This timeline is a lot different. The time is totally off. Okay? So it says 9:57 to 10:47. Is there more video that we've not discovered? Is there more time out there? Because these times seem to be wrong. Because if that's the case, then this took place much earlier that we've been able to pin down. Let me just take a look at another one. There's a couple of them out there. I know there's some that have been manipulated to the point where it says camera 1, camera 2, and there's different time. So this one is at 1:15. This is when this one starts. And this is J is for Justice. This is at 1:15 that it says on this bottom camera. I don't know if you guys can see the time. 1:16. All right. So if so, keep in mind that JD is already gone and left the bar. So I don't know when someone took a picture of Kaylee over here on this side, talking to the guy in the hat. Of course, we can't see anything because they blurred everything out. But it's on the left-hand side that this guy is sitting down, and you can just see a little glimpse. And then obviously they walk out. So I don't know who this individual was, but it couldn't have been JD. So when she leaves the bar, when they both leave the bar and she's a little upset and they say that Maddie's cursing out somebody and yada, yada, yada at one, I don't know, they walk out the door at 1:47-ish when those other two guys walk in. They walk out. Hold on, let me grab it. So does anybody know what time they grabbed that infamous picture? I know you know which one I'm talking about. Let me grab it. Because this time doesn't make sense at all. And this is the image that someone leaked out a long time ago. And this time on it says 1:32. Okay. So this says Corner Club 1:32. So I'm going to go back to 1:32. I'll share this one with you, and then you can actually see the time screen. 1:32. And they leave at 1:51. Okay, hold on. This is the actual picture. On the bottom of this, let me remove my banner real quick so you can see. It says 1:32:14. All right. This picture is being taken from the security camera right at the top. And this is Adam in the corner, Adam Lotta. And then this is Jack Showalter in the hat and the jacket. And then that old guy standing by the door. This can't be Jack Decor. If Jack Decor was already home and I just showed you the other video, that is not, it can't be Jack Decor. Like I said, weeks and weeks and months ago, that this looks like, again, Brent Kopaka. So that timeline is skewed. So let's go back over here at 1:32 on Connors. Oh, this one's Jays for Justice. Give her some love. She's a really great content creator. 1:32:14. Let's see what we can find here. So there's Maddie. There's Kaylee. And Kaylee is standing with her arms crossed. And Maddie is on her right side. Adam is in the corner. But that old dude is not standing by the door. Oh, now I see him. Okay, he just moved over. Jack S is right there. The dude is leaning down. 1:32:14. Bam. That is the picture that I just showed you. This is the exact stance. She's got her hands in her pockets. Maddie is standing there. The guy is sitting down with the hat on. The older cop is right here in the background by the door. Jack Showalter is next to him by the door. And this is that exact same time frame, same angle, right from that video camera, folks. This is a different angle that they released. They're not showing us the exact angle. The video that I just showed you came from another angle. So this is what we're seeing. This is what you see in the video, but it's a different angle. This is a different camera facing this way. The picture that was released is coming this way. The angle and the trajectory has got to be from the other side. So I'm going to take a picture of this. This is not, and I'll repeat, I think we're all on the same side. Does everybody agree that this guy in this picture is not Jack Decor? Not only by his own statements, his own verbal statements, his own written statements, that he is already at home, folks. And Jack Decor probably knows who Kaylee is talking to. I guarantee you, humbly alleged, this ex-boyfriend knew who she was talking to. And that is not Jack Decor. Now, if you look at this angle, they've blurred his hat. They've blurred everyone else except for Maddie and Kaylee. And this is the angle that we're looking at differently. So now that we got that out of the way, so we've just killed two birds with one stone, because now we know that perhaps there was some type of an emergency vehicle out there a little earlier. Don't know why. Don't know what they were called for. I looked at all the records. There was nothing around that time that made sense. So we are looking at this camera. Let's think of it this way. Let me change this color too, just so everybody is on the same page here. This camera has got to be over here somewhere, up way high. And this is an angle right here. So this camera, let me just move this one. the trajectory is this way. And I'll just leave it there. All right. So that's got to be the video cam. I'm going to make a shorter video just so people get the idea of where I'm going with this. So let me just do this. All right. Oh, perfect. Okay, so this is the video cam. And let me make this one black. Okay, that makes sense now. So whoever released this without us knowing what we were even looking at. So we didn't have the information back then that we have now. So that makes total sense. Wow, that's wild. All right, let me remove that and let me get over here. I do not want to get off track, but I see your comments, guys. So this is the angle that the security cam was at when you see this picture. Hold on. There's two different. I'm sure they have more than one security cam. Look at this picture. This one is, yeah, okay, this makes sense. Let me just pull this up. This is the angle we're looking at. That's the back side of her. The security cam is up there. And then, yeah, and that's the rumor because everybody kept, I probably found like 3 or 4 different posts that said, I heard sirens, I heard emergency vehicles, but yet no one's talking about it now. That was in the early days, right? And it's sad to see different conflicting stories because then we don't know what to believe. What's the truth or what's not the truth, right? And so this is the picture that was released. This is where the camera is, right? So somebody had to have leaked those pictures. And I remember that Jack Decor said that he got the pictures from the Corner Club. And I guarantee you that Jack did know, allegedly, who this guy was. And he says it. He says it in his interview. Didn't he say an older military guy that Kaylee invited a guy? Oh, broken plea. Hold on a minute. Broken plea. Hold on. Let me see if I've got my note. And I've got it on my Kindle too online. There was an interview about Kaylee inviting an older man, and they interviewed him. Do you guys remember that? Drop a 1 if you remember that. Drop a 1. Jack Decor interview. I know there's an extended interview out there. Hold on. I think there was, who was it? There was an extended, was it Jules again? Yeah, he said an older military guy, didn't he? Let me just take a peek. I think she did have a video that was Jack Decor. It was an extended video, wasn't it? Stuff that we've never heard before. I'm trying to remember what it was. Let me see if I can find it real quick. I just want to verify. We know that Dylan wasn't drunk. Jack Decor. Who was it that released that? Somebody had an extended video. Let me just take a peek. There was one. Yeah, the FBI is not going to approve that one. And Jack Decor. Part 3. There's part 2. No commentary. Let me see if this is it. I remember he said an older military guy. Let me just see if I can find it in the transcript. Anybody, do you know? Oh, yeah. Ugh. How did I miss this? Shoot. Hold on a minute. How did I miss this, y'all? Let's go back. You know, that's the beautiful thing is if we miss something, we can always go back and dig and see where we missed it. Christy and Kaylee said they had an older female friend over that night. Susie Littleby, I don't even remember that. An older female friend. He was out with 2 male friends. Huh. I accidentally found this live. I missed a lot. You can go back, play it. Yeah. Yeah, it was in Broken Plea. It was in Broken Plea. But there was also another mention, and I thought it was Jack Decor's interview. Hold on. Let me see if I can put this up on the screen. Bear with me. You know, technology on a live dig. Remember, my streams are not an older frat girl. Wasn't she in Boise? Everything's live, unscripted. So you get what you get if you come in and let's see. So there's no way he could have drank all that alcohol. Kaylee and Jack had a yelling match at the corner club. Well, that had to have been earlier in the night. So if he left at 1 and she left at 1:40, hold on a minute. 1:40 is when she leaves with Maddie. Gosh, why won't it let me put this up on the stage? Okay, here we go. Let's listen to what he asks.
Anybody, do you or any of your roommates or anybody peripherally connected to this have military service?
I heard that was in like the Army service of some sort. But other than that, none of my roommates.
Anybody in ROTC?
There's an ROTC his freshman year, but he stopped and I was a senior. I don't know if anyone else.
Okay. Going back to the bar, do you remember anything more significant that happened at the corner club while you were there? Either between you and Kaylee, or between you and somebody else, or between somebody else and the girls? I mean, anything else happened there that you could think of we haven't talked about?
No, I mean, it was a pretty normal night. I was kind of somewhat located with my friends on one side of the bar. She was kind of with her friends on the other. Yeah, nothing out of the blue.
Where's your dog?
I have him now.
You have the dog.
Yeah.
Why do you think, do you have any insight on why why in how do I ask this without leading you too much?
Without leading you too much.
Why don't you describe what you know about? How's that? And how do you know it?
Oh, come on. So redacted. So redacted. Oh, man.
Not super close with either of them.
Ugh. Redacted. I think they had their guy, in my humble opinion. And there was something else that he did say on the first part of the interview also when they asked him this
A
question.
knife that doesn't fold. Like a no.
Ugh, gosh, redacted.
You did not do this.
I did not do this.
Is it possible that you did this and you don't remember because you were drunk? When you woke up the next day, were there any signs on your body? Was there blood on your body, blood on your clothes, anything like that? Okay. Do you have any weapons or specifically knives do you have any knives? Do you own any knives?
Pocket knives.
Do you own any hunting knives or fixed blade knives?
I'm not sure what that means.
A knife that doesn't fold. Like a no, you do not own any hunting knives? No military knives? Okay. Do any of your roommates own any knives like that?
Not that I know of, no.
Okay. So nobody has like a Rambo kind of survival knife in a sheath?
No.
Okay. And when we talk to your roommates, they're not going to say that, oh yeah, he had this knife. We've seen it before. Okay.
They were asking him these questions because there was blood and possible bullet residue found in his apartment. The forensics techs went in there and they gathered all this stuff, but we never see the final report. We never see the freaking results, folks. Now, I will say this. When did they follow up with him? They asked him several times, the first part and the second part. Did you do this? Did you do this? They've asked him a number of times. He's given all this information. Does anybody know if he had an attorney this whole entire time? He's had 2 interviews, and there's no results from the forensics. And, oh my gosh. And he wasn't sitting with Kaylee at the time in the corner club, but yet he got all the footage from 1112. He got the screenshots from Adam of the corner club, and he got the video of the balcony cam from 1112. And how do we know that that wasn't manipulated? How do we know that? How do we know that? Guys, this doesn't make sense. They had to have had their person of interest for the longest time. And then it was just wiped away in one fair swoop with Brian Koberger. A lonely, not dating, ugly incel that had an obsession with Kaylee? Maddie? What? Are they really talking about Brian Koberger? No connection, Brian Koberger? No physical evidence connection, Brian Koberger? Because I'll go back to my little chart that I made. There was no physical evidence whatsoever that would link Brian Koberger to this case. So who gave him this name? Dylan's dad offered to send their lawyer to help Jack DeCore. In my humble opinion, same theory as before. It is ridiculous. It is. This is my master chronological timeline. I think Ethan was unfortunately lost between 12 and 2. And then it was Kaylee and Maddie. And then the last was Xana. That's what I think. And sadly, this whole timeline that I have is falling in place. Only due to the fact that now I know that JD was not at the Corner Club at the time when this was released and everyone said this was JD. It was not Jack DeCore. In fact, I believe 100% this is Brent Kopaka. And I believe 100 and maybe, well, I should say maybe 80% that the guy in the light bulb camera is Brent Kopaka. I don't know if we're going to get to that conclusion, but I do know that was not Jack DeCore. Everything by his statements, the video lines up. Let me see what Grok said about this video that I asked it to take a look at and see if that would be an emergency vehicle at the intervals of those flashings. Now, it does say the standard U.S. police patrol car emergency lighting usually flashes 60 to 240 FPM range, and that is various multiple flash patterns, otherwise known as emergency vehicle lighting used on Earth. And let me see what it gives me of this clip. This clip covering the 225 to 335 would make sense. 225 to 335. Here's my thought pattern in this. Here's my thought pattern. Now, if, in fact, let me just look at my notes real quick. If, in fact, that this was, I always go by the 215. 215 to 227 is very critical. But at 225 to 335, in my notes, I think Ethan was gone before or around 2. And the car that came in that I showed you at 220 and that leaves, drops somebody off, from 220 to 320 was the major attack time frame. 3:30 to 5 a.m. is definitely cleanup. Definitely cleanup. And one thing that I will say, as ex-military, we never drilled at 3 a.m. on a Sunday. I think that there is a hole in Moye's story of that truck leaving at 3:01 in the a.m. off of Walenta. Allegedly. Allegedly. We're going to get into that next second part of theory because I've got some texts that line up with some video perfectly. Perfectly. Now, the Grok has said the comparison to real emergency vehicle lights says that it flashes usually 60 to 200 flashes per minute. This could possibly be an emergency vehicle. The intensity would pulse rhythmatically, multiple times per second. Bottom line, the prominent bright light is vehicle headlights causing temporary camera bloom. So there is a car over there, but it's not saying that it resembles other police or an emergency vehicle lighting. There is a car parked over there with lights on for that extended period of time. So why would somebody be parked over there for an extended period of time? But there's still why something is still off. We're both trying to make each other jealous, and Maddie Moy chilling. And was Maddie and Moy chilling with someone, and Kopaka was chilling with Kaylee and pissing off their... Oh, possible. Anything's possible. I think Adam was involved for closing at 2 on Saturdays, right around the time it all started. Kopaka knew that house because his ex lived there a few years before Kaylee, the friends, and the family. Oh, I've heard this before, Yvonne. I've heard this because there was a call over there. Something about a restraining order. Yeah. Wouldn't it be funny if Kaylee is trolling Jack D with Kopaka and Maddie and Moy was chilling with Jack D? Oh, man, that would be messed up. Ah, were they the lookout, or were they, I don't know, were the police over there giving MIPs? Was there anybody else that they gave MIPs that night that maybe we haven't seen on body cam? Plus, Adam was roommates with Jack D. And what did you tell Adam? I think Jack and Adam, along with Hunter and Dylan. See, but we can't throw Dylan in the mix. She was forensically cleared. The only people who I think are also is Hunter and Emily Allant. And that's because of the forensics said that there were similar patterns. And that's obviously in the forensic paper. Maddie Moye is Tyler's Moye's sister. Yes. She had the same driver as Kaylee. Well, who was that driver? And was it Eric Gower? What if the driver was someone else? I mean, think about this. Jack Showalter says that they got in a, I think, blue car. And then someone else said they got in a silver car. So which one was it? I didn't know that Kelly lived there at 1122 also. I had no idea. And like I said, there has to be some nexus. There has to be some bridge in between. And I think we're getting really close, and people are getting pissed off because they thought that we would stop talking about this and they would bury this case and it would all be over and done and cleared. And then they don't have to talk about it ever again. I really do believe that. But we are going to see. I'm going to look at something real quick before we go. Let me just see what's in the news. Nothing. Nothing. Well, good. They're finally stopped talking about how guilty he is in the news, in the mainstream media news. And let me just take one more peek. When I look at this video, let me just see this. Of Schneider's body cam. Trying to see the cars that are parked there. Is there a Jeep? Yeah, there is a Jeep parked there. And that's when I believe Adam left and came back. So that Jeep is still parked there in the back. The cop stops. I think it's Snyder that talks to him while he's doing some canvassing. That Jeep pulls up. And I believe that was Adam. See that light flashing? I'm going to compare that light. I'm going to compare that light to the light in the window. And maybe I'll put a video out on it. Maybe I'll just share it in the next live. I'm going to do that because we have a... Okay. Now, one last thing. When is the last time... just curiosity here. Let me grab it. There are 3 cop cars here at 12:04. 3 cop cars. One of them running up. I don't know who that was. I thought there were 4. There's 1, 2, 3. Thought there was another one. Hold on. Okay, there's 3. There's 3 at 12:04. And let me go back because I want to show you something. 12:04. I don't have the answer. Somebody else might know. 12:04. Let me see if there's a later one. 12:04. I knew I should have wrote it down when I saw it. Let me see if I can go back at this time. 9 to 10. Here it is. 11 to 12. Let me show you this one. And 11 to 12. This one has a little bit more extended on it. Hold on. 12. It's 12:04. Dang it, where did I see it? If you watch a video, make sure you write down your notes. All right, there's that truck. Okay, hold on. I think it is one more. There's one more video after this one. Hold on. I hope it's not scrubbed. I know Jules had them. Hold on. All right, let me go back. And I was like, why would they even do that? And here it is. 12 p.m. to 1. This has no sound, folks. Remember, this has no sound. This is over on Jules' channel. Thank you, Jules. Now, there's 3 cop cars here, right? You see them. And I think it's around, where is it at? Dang it, I hate it. Should have wrote it down when I saw it the first time. Dang it. There's 1. Okay, there's the other cop. He's going to come back. They're over there talking. We've seen those on the body cam. We see him walking around, canvassing. Dang it. I should have saved it. All right. I'll just put this out there. Maybe someone can find the exact timestamp because I didn't write it down. Oh, there's the EMS leaving. Maybe it's in between here somewhere. They're running to go get blankets or whatever. Where is it? Yeah, they got the blankets. They're running back. Okay. I'm just going to throw this out there. Maybe someone can find it because you guys are really good. Now, there is obviously this girl, and I think somebody knows what her name is. And I want to know if she's one of the ones that was in the medical field. Because if she is, she's over there probably rendering aid. Okay? She's got gloves on. Now, here it is. Okay, guys. This is freaking wild. All right? I'm going to rewind it just a little bit just so you can see this. Watch what happens. This is no sound. No freaking sound. And I had to think of this. He's backing out. Here comes the cop car. Backing out, backing out, backing out. 12:17. Now, y'all, I don't know about you in my area in jurisdiction. Why is the Moscow Police Department taking over this case when in fact this is a Latah County Sheriff's Department car, in my humble opinion? This is at 12:17, folks. So you mean to tell me that the Latah County Sheriff shows up on a crime scene and doesn't file one goddamn report? Ask Grok. I believe this is a Latah County Sheriff. I'll ask him. You mean to tell me that there are no, I've asked for reports. If somebody else got a report, let me know. I have asked for the Latah County Sheriff's reports. Not one record. Obviously, someone was on scene. Can you tell me or clarify or enhance and clean up this photo to see the writing on this police car? Let's see what it gives me. Do they have a front license plate? Well, let's watch the rest of the video. Bam. Latah County should. Idaho requires front and back. Phoenix, if they have a front plate, it's Washington. Phoenix well, remember, they require in Idaho, they require front and back also. I'm going to see. I thought this was the Latah County Sheriff's because when I blow it up and I move in a little closer, that looks like their logo right there. Bam. Let me see what Grok says. Somebody had to have filed a report. Now, I am going to grab this. Grok kind of cleaned it up, and I'm going to show you what it cleaned up. And then I'm going to try to go and see what the Latah County Sheriff's Department looks like. I'll try to look for Whitman too, just because. And it says that the emblem, it's not, but it looks like a canine unit. Hold on. Okay, can you see that? Sherlock Romes talked about the sheriff's unmarked car at 6:45-ish. Okay, so let me look and see what the Latah County Sheriff's Department vehicles. All right, let me just take a peek on what they look like. Somewhere in their alibi, Bubbly had a picture. Let me just see. I've got a symbol and their vehicles. They have the seal on them. Department vehicles. Who is that? No, there's our gray, guys. Who would this be? There's our gray. The Latah County Sheriff's Office looks totally different. Holy moly. Look at this. I'm going to do a side-by-side. It's white. This one is gray. Whose would this be? Holy moly. Not even the same emblem. Who could this be and why were they there? Huh. Let me show you the difference between both of them and I'll put it up on the screen. This is interesting. Whose vehicle? Let me look at Whitman County. Why would they go over there though? Let me just grab this one too. I'm going to show you guys all of them. Whitman County. Got to be somebody. Let me see if I can find an image of theirs too. All right, so this is, no, it's not theirs either. Theirs are so much different. They don't even have the little seal in front. And it looks like it's red. And is that fire? Is that the fire chief? Let me look. It's got to be a fire. Latah County Fire Chief Emergency Vehicles. Nope. Not them either. Whose damn vehicle is this? No, the fire chief is red. Something funky's going on. Who is this? Whose seal is that? It's red and, is that blue? Red, blue, and white? This is the fire. This doesn't make sense. That's battalion chief. Who was in this car? Latah County. Oh, Latah County is red. And they drive Suburbans. So whose car? I'm stumped, y'all. I am freaking stumped. Here's the cars that I got. This is, oh God, come on. Look up WSU. Do you think it's WSU? Okay, let me look up WSU too. WSU police SUV. Nope, not theirs either. 2022, it's red and it has Washington State Police on it. So let me add this one to the mix. Let me add this one to the mix. That is Washington's. This is the mystery car on the right. This is Latah, and that is Washington's. All right, what other one could we look up? Nope. Nope. Washington State Patrol. Washington State Patrol? Nope. This is what Washington State Patrol looks like. Not that. How about ISP? Let me look up ISP. Response vehicles. Nope, not ISP either. Nope. Who else? Let me see. Hey, Private Gemini, thank you so much. Please look at my message. Private Gemini, where are you? No, it's not fire. DM saw a fire department. Google search image. Oh, Google Lens. Look at you. You're too smart for me. All right, hold on. I didn't even think about that. I thought for sure it was Latah County Sheriff. Jeez. All right. Here we go, Google. I did grok. They have no idea. Google image search. Did you find one? Visual matches. Nope. It's a Ford Police Interceptor hybrid. But it's not giving me an exact match. What police would it be? Let me look at, who else could I look up? Let me look up the university. It's not even that color. Nope, it's not even theirs. Nope, not theirs either. Who is red and blue? It looks like red and blue or red and orange. check the gram. Yeah, let me look at Instagram. It's Native Police? Holy shit, you got to be kidding me. Let me look at Pierce, Nez Pierce. No, it can't be. Nez Pierce County. Let me see. Nez Pierce. Tribal Police? I didn't even know they had cars. There's Pierce, Idaho. County Dispatch. Let me look at their SUV. I wouldn't even think about looking there. And they are the NPT police, tribal police, Nez Perce tribe. It doesn't look like their logo though. And it looks like they've blurred it out on this. I thought it looked like it. ATF? Is it ATF? They have a massive patrol from CDA that cover the entire area. Yeah, I know that, but I'm trying to figure out who's, they've blocked out the logo. They've scratched it out. And this is the only place where I've found this vehicle. And I figured, why would somebody show up and then they'd be leaving so fast at an early call? Think about it. Why would a police vehicle show up? I don't find the native police. Jurisdiction to operation Nez Pierce. Why would they call the tribe? It's an Indian on the front, and it's blue and black and red. Let me see if I can find a vehicle, emergency vehicle. Let's see. Nez Pierce Tribe Treaty. The vehicle at the police department patrol cruiser. Yeah, I can't find the exact stripe. The vehicle shown is the image of Moscow Police Department patrol cruiser. Designs in the let me look again. Yeah, but the police are in the background. These are the Moscow patrol cars. That is totally not looking like this car. Look at the patrol cars. The patrol cars are black and blue, and they have police at the bottom, and it says MPD, Moscow Police Department. This one is white. Yvonne brought it up. MPD, MPPD for me too, but it wasn't exactly the same. Was one of them a protected class? I believe maybe one of them was. Yeah, it is a Ford Police Interceptor. At least Grok gave me that much. But it doesn't tell me because he can't match the exact emblem because it is scripted out. They put an overlay on top of it. Maybe Xana was a part of something. Is that ATF? Let me look at ATF. Idaho, ATF. Emergency vehicles. Let me look. Let me look for any videos. No, ATF is blue and white. And let me look for any videos. Come on, y'all. Give me some names. I'll look up whatever it takes because AI is not pulling this. Google Lens is not pulling this match. I have no... I mean, we've looked at the ATF. They're white and blue. Let me do SUVs. Clearly, this was somebody on site that came and left right away. Virginia could be Latah County. The colors and emblems are right, just distorted by the light bulb camera. Look at the logo. The logo is smeared. The firemen killed in Coeur d'Alene. U.S. Marshals. Okay, let me look at the U.S. Marshals. U.S. Marshals. Emergency response. Is that a corner? Okay, there's our black. There's our black. ATF is black. Their emergency is the U.S. Marshals are white and they have a star. So that's not it. Marshals sound like it. Nope. Native police are the ones who come and go like that. CDA. Let me look in CDA. They have black emergency vehicles and they have the star on them for the marshals. So that is not the marshals. Who else would be that close to come after? This is at 12:17. This video is at, I'm sorry, 12:04. This video is 12:04. Oh, shit, I lost the video. Hold on. I gave you guys the wrong one. Where is this one? This is at 12:17. So why would they have this? I wonder if I can go back on a body cam and see if there's. Let me go back on Snyder's body cam since he was the one roaming around. Let me see if I can find the vehicle on his body cam. And if he gets close enough, maybe they left it on there. Let me see. Snyder, part 1. Let me go to part 2. That's when he's over by that area. Part 2, this would be 14. This is another angle, but this is not the body cam we need. There's 2 other emergency cars down there. Police, and then there's the undercover. That's ISP right here. Darren Gilbertson gets out of this vehicle. This one is the Moscow police car. There's another one up here that looks like a Charger. That little gray one is undercover. That's ISP. Let me see if there's any other vehicles around this time. He leaves and goes up there. That's him leaving. Let me see if there's other kind of patrol cars around. No, not this body cam. There's the 3 there. Okay, let me go see if there's another body cam. That's part 1. Let's go see if I can find any of the other vehicles in here and see if I can get close enough to see. This is 12:49. So at 12:17, let's see if he's got 12:17. This is when that guy's backing out. There's the car. Here's the car right behind over by Bethany. Let me see if I can get another better angle and see if we can see it. He puts his freaking, see the car, the white top? It's parked here. Let me see if I can get a better picture. It's parked. Hold on, 12:17. Now it's gone? Wait a minute. He's backing out right there. He only got a little bit of a glimpse of him backing out. Hold on. Move out of the way, JD. Sit down, young man. See, he's backing out down there. Shh, they didn't even get him on camera. Who else's cam can we go to see if we can get a bigger, better look at it? Let me go to Connor again. It's not the ATF. It's not Secret Service. Oh, gosh, I don't know. Hold on. Let me see what other body cam would probably have that at 12:17. Brzezinski, no, he gets there too late. Let me go back. House, no. Does House go? No. Who else goes around the neighborhood? Only Snyder. Snyder, Warner's at the front. Snyder, part 3? No. No, that's too late. That's already at 2. So there is no other body cam out front at this time other than Noons. Let me go see if Noons has got anything on his while he's outside with Dylan. Let me go back to Noons. Hold on. Snyder, no. Shoot. Go, 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 my little nesters. We're going to figure out who this is. Because they show up and they just leave, which is so odd to me. And I didn't find any report. News. Here he is. Let's see if he's got anything at 11:17. Let's see, 11:17. He's probably inside the entire time. Yep, 12:17. Here we go. He's inside. Shoot. There's 12:03. We'll go back inside. 12:17. There's 10. 11. Is he on there? Yeah, he pulls up and then he just leaves. It had to have been the fire chief or the... There's 12. He's got the clip in the way. There's 12. There's 13. He's focused on her. 17. Let me see. 12, 17. There's got to be someone that got him on camera. Okay, so you think it's Coeur d'Alene? DEA? Let me try DEA. Let's see if he pans over there. Okay, he's not showing up there yet. It's somebody who pulls up and then he talks or someone waves him off and he leaves. I'll check DEA while this plays and see if they get him back on camera. Let me look at the DEA emergency vehicles. Let me see. Nope, he doesn't have him on camera yet. DEA is white, but they're not marked. This one looks like they blurred it out on purpose. Their response vehicles, it's not Idaho State Police. They're black. I know that for sure. And they drive Chevys. I know that. They don't drive Fords. They drive Chevys. Here's a picture. Here's Idaho State Police. All right, so it's not on there. It's not on Noon's camera. It's already at 18, so this guy has already pulled up and left. And shoot, this is going to eat me up. Whose vehicle is this? Whose freaking vehicle is this? Look, I'm going to show it back on screen. That is the Idaho State Police. DA is white and not marked. That is the Latah County Sheriff's. That's the Washington. But who is this? Everything is so off. Definitely. Yeah, but public safety? The fake ATF guy. Let me look at ATF. ATF, Idaho Emergency. It's somebody they blocked out that they don't want us to know about. That's for damn sure, in my humble opinion. Emergency vehicles. Let me see if they have any. ATF is white and blue. That is not it. That's not even their emblem on that car. And it's definitely not the Idaho Air National Guard. It's not the Highway Patrol. It's not ISP. Is it a dog? Is that the canine? Hold on a minute. Is that a canine? Fort McDowell Cowboys? No. I'm going to look and see if that is a canine drug dog emergency vehicle. Let me see. Moscow, Idaho. They're black. Shoot. No, and he drives a big, huge... There's Ragnar. He drives a... No, Idaho State Police is black too. That is definitely not Moscow. Is it? No, it's not the Highway Patrol either. Shoot. Homeland Security? Let me check. I'm checking everything. Homeland. I wonder if it is management. Oh my gosh. Homeland Security Emergency Vehicles. No, it's not their logo. Shoot. Well, wait a minute here. Red and blue, but it doesn't have that emblem. Let me look. Department of Homeland Security? Wait a minute. Let me look. It's not FBI. Is it the FBI? Municipal emergency car? You guys are killing me. You're killing me. Oh my God. It's not Homeland Security. Lulu Bell, where are you? You're like an expert in these things. Where the frick are you? It is not that. Let me see if it is Park Ranger. Why would a park ranger be at Municipal City? Animal control. What about the dumpster cam? The dumpster cam. Oh, they don't have that release that time frame. Maybe it's from Washington or Montana. There is one car parked with a Montana plate. Gosh. We've done ATF. Let me try FBI. Let me see what they look like from the FBI. Nope. They drive Chevys. Shoot. Whose emblem is that? I have seen this before. I just cannot. Maybe it is the FBI. No, it can't be. Shoot. Law enforcement vehicles match it. Covell Tribe. Let me try that. Troy, thank you. Collille Tribe. Law enforcement. Someone from around there should know. Coble Tribe. Malott, Washington. Nope, not that either. Nope, this one's different. It's got an arrow with a... This is on their vehicles, just so you know. Let me add that one to the mix. Oh, gosh, what could it be? It's not that one either. They're on their cars. They've got an arrow and a tribal. It's really cool. So it's not that one. It's not ATF. Hazmat. Let me see. That'd be Latah County Hazmat. It's somebody that was there, showed up, and then they tell them to go away. Hazmat. Nope, not hazmat. They have a, what is that symbol? Let me see. Moscow, Latah County. Is it the count? Is it the city? City of Moscow? City of Moscow. WSP Canadian? So the City of Moscow emergency vehicles. Nope, doesn't mask. Oh, God. Oh, my gosh. Check 2022. Maybe they changed how it looks. Yeah, the City of Moscow. 2022. Let me put 2022. They used to be black and white, but they changed it to black, white, and blue. So that's not it either. Shit. Whose emblem is this? They blacked it out and blurred it all over the place for a reason. And they show up and they leave, just like the ambulance, just like the emergency workers. So who the frick is this? It's not the city of Moscow emblem. It's not, what about ICE or CPD? Latah County Sheriff's used a Ford. It's not Latah County Sheriff's Office. Idaho State Police, nope. You can see it arrive. Yep. Maybe it's clear on there. I looked at the 1112 footage. That's where I pulled it from. 1217. Gosh, where in the heck did this thing come from? Shoot. Well, I'm going to keep digging. You keep digging. We're going to figure this piece of the pie out because they showed up and they were turned away, or they said, we got this under control. So I don't know what vehicle this is. It arrives at 1217, and this is the security cam at 1112. It has no sound on it. The sound is totally whacked out. And I wonder why they did that. I'm going to keep looking. I'm going to keep inquiring. Inquiring minds want to know. Double check everything in 2022 in case they change them or paint. Absolutely. It lists Xana's old phone data. What the heck? What? Maybe look at security from a local shopping center. Oh, that's a good one. Maybe Latah County Sheriff's Office. Nope. The light bulb camera has it disordered. This is the one we're looking for. County Health Department. That's what I was thinking. I thought maybe it was the coroner. Let me see. County Health Department. Moscow, Idaho. I even looked at the city vehicles. Let me see. It's not. It's not that either. Shoot. I'm going to keep looking. I'm going to keep digging and searching. There's got to be a connection. They got the call too. They heard it over the radio. They were dispatched. I was looking into the evidence on Connor's page. What? It lists Xana's old phone data. Are you talking about two phones? They transitioned to Ford police interceptors by this period. They often use simpler graphics. Okay, I'll look into that one too. It's not State Idaho Police. I already have it up here on the State Idaho Police are black. Prosecutors? EMT fire logs. Gosh. I don't know, but I've been looking at that data too, Sarah. Let's take a look at it real quick because I was looking through it. Let me see if I still have it up on my screen. I found a couple of things in there that I wanted to talk about the other day, and I thought, well, maybe I'll save it. Let me see if I've got it. I thought I had it opened up. Hold on. And let me see if I've got it in my downloads. Oh, where'd it go? Yeah, if you guys haven't looked through this, I know Connor's got a really good page from Payne. It's data in regards to when they were looking for Brian Koberger's car. Let me see if it's on here. And here it is. And in going through these, you can see the progression. Now, this is Payne, and he is talking to several people in the field. This is his data. And they redacted the metadata, by the way. It says redacted, no metadata, redacted. So if you're looking at what's going on, it's a progression of a conversation when he's in his patrol car, I believe, and or talking on kind of like instant messenger with the communications. And let me start at the beginning. This is like 142 pages, right? And it starts on 11/14 right after the murders. These are all Brett Payne's communications. Can you run LDS, whatever, 1962, any vehicles registered to him? And I thought, why would they ask on the 14th to run LDS? Okay. Now, if any of you people know who LDS is, that is, in my humble opinion, it is redacted. But if you know who this is, this may be Larry David Showalter. Now, I don't know why they asked for this. They asked if there's any registered vehicles. The only way I know this is because I've done my research. Now, I'm not saying 100% that this is Larry David Showalter, but I'm asking and I'm saying somebody can definitely tell us if they know. Okay. And by public information, you can go and type Larry David Showalter, and he was born in 1962 and he's 63 years old. That's not that hard to figure out, folks. To set the tone here, Brett Payne on the 14th at 1 o'clock was asking, can you run an inquiry on any vehicles registered to Larry David Showalter? Okay. They redacted it for privacy, but we're not dumb. And then the response was, no, it's not Latter-day Saints. Somebody kept, and the only reason somebody kept reporting my videos, and they only use their initials LDS, folks. So put the two together. And it was only on my videos where I talked about Jack Showalter. All right. Now, it's all public knowledge. Okay. I got it here on my desk. You working on MG is on the phone for you. MG's on the phone for you. Okay. And there's even, initials in there that we know, like Emily Alant's mom was waiting in the police station for Brett Payne. Okay. I mean, okay. Yes. Who's MG? This person that they were responding to didn't even know who MG is. Okay. I sent that last night. She has a video from a Ring camera to turn in. She reported a burglary a week ago or so, something around the lines of that. Okay, gotcha. Can you message Stirk? He's on patrol today. That's another patrol guy, Stirk. And you can go to Moscow Police Department, type in Stirk, and it'll pull up his name. And it's not redacted, folks. Okay. So you can go and you can take a look. And I think it was Brittany Stirk, isn't it? Branson Stirk. I know his wife works for the entity out there. And I think it is Branson. Here it is. There. All right. So it doesn't take a rocket scientist to, look at some of these things. All right. So let's go back to this. And he says, okay, we'll do. What's the word? Hey, how long have you been an officer? Can you give me a DNQ and his name number? I don't know why they were asking, hey, how long have you been an officer? Weird, right? Like, these are people that you work with. Can you give me a DNQ on this name number? And redacted. Don't know what it is. Keep this on the down low. Okay, now I was in telecommunications in the military and married to an ex-sheriff. And, I've seen reports like this. Just, again, it doesn't take a rocket scientist. I'm just saying. Doesn't mean I'm superior or smarter. It's just code, right? Can you keep it on the down low? Why would he even say, hey, can you keep this on the download? On the down low? Because you know what? Someone's going to see this like us, right? All right. I need AL vehicle registration to him. Was anyone just blank, blank, blank? I don't know what that is. Okay. And they left this all unredacted. Was anyone just at blank, blank, blank? And they send it to Morris. They send it to Smith, Derek. I mean, you can see all the people they sent to. Probably anybody on patrol. Corbin Smith says, not us. Joshua T says ISP may be looking for their video. And this is all dispatch, right? Sorry, I was in a meeting and I'm not dispatching in my office where I can't run anything. That was WB. Okay. Go back up and you can tell who it is. There's a hot KFC from Hermiston Police Department in the break room. Hey, guys, come and eat. All right. You kind of get an idea who KS is. Hey, blank, can you do me a quick favor? Sure can. Is that Aaron? Can you tell me whose phone number made an initial call for the 22M09903? For whatever reason, I cannot bring the case number up. Stand by. It literally skips 9903. I can access 9902 and 9904. I can walk you through finding it on the screen. They probably have it hidden. No worries. Thank you for trying. If you click on involvements in the corner and go down to CA, the initial call should say contact field. Yeah, it's there, but I can't find a name. And then he puts the actual number. Can you search that number? I can. Some digging. Thank you. All right. So keeping myself busy. Blank reached out, which was kind of her. I'm getting off early to meet with the wives today. Great. If you guys need anything, please let me know. We are at it together. Thank you. I'm pretty sure the caller was Bethany. All right. So we know this because the original report, and I'm going to show you the actual call and the actual document that it says right here, my famous picture that I made, it says the complainant. And that is right here, BF 1113-2022. The complainant is the person whose number is dialed from. Okay. Now, keep in mind, even though Bethany may have not had her phone, we found out just recently that somebody else may have had her phone and made that call. Okay, keep that in mind. And then they say, I think 113 put that in the report. Well, who was 113? Let me just look. Was it 113? Who is 113? Gunderson. Gunderson is 113. How do I know that? You go and look at his call number. 113, Gunderson. Okay. So Gunderson was on scene. He put it in his report. 113 right there. Bam. Just cross-reference. No biggie. Can you guys see that? I put it a little bit bigger. Gunderson. Okay. A forensic car? Maybe. I'll look into that, Susie. I'll look into that one too. And then it goes, I think 113 was Gunderson. He put it in the report. Bam. Go back over here. Besides, no record in Spielman besides that one phone call. Area code is bank. They use fast people search. Says it comes back to a SC. An SC. Is that an SC? Out of blank. I saw that. Thank you. Sorry I couldn't help further. It comes back to SC out of blank. If that was Bethany's number, who would be SC out of blank? Her dad's name is Kai. Her mom's name is not public. Who would be SC? Sarah, do you know? So one contributing factor was an argument with a protected person that is a contributing factor to murder. Sarah, you've got a good point. Why are they trying to hide it? LA. And so Brett Payne says, saw that. Thank you. Sorry I couldn't help further. That's great. A gal from the FBI is going to call you here soon with a request for some registrations. This is like all in the same span. Okay. All in the same span. So who is SC? Are they with Stacy Chapin or is it somebody related to the FBI? I'm pretty sure the caller was B. I think Gunderson put that in the report. No record in Spillman besides one phone call. The area code is blank. Fast People Search says it comes back to SC out of blank. Ooh, that's interesting, Sarah. Let me read a little bit further. I saw that. Thank you. Sorry I couldn't help further. That's great. A gal from the FBI is going to call you, dude, and give you some requests for registrations. Okay, cool. Use your number. Are they going to request it? Also attach them M090. Let me just see. Look at this. Hold on a second. I want to see Fixler. Let me just see this. Okay, so he says they're going to call about this report. See the incident number up here, 2209903. Why could they not pull this up? How come he couldn't pull this up in their records? Also, attach them to M09903. But earlier he was saying he couldn't even request it. It skipped. It literally skips 9903 and goes to, I can access 9902 and 9904, but it skips. I wonder if they had this report hidden. SC owns the SUV. Ah, interested. Registration for the car sounded like code. They listed it in Spillman. That makes sense, Sarah. Stacy Chapin is on the registration, even though Ethan was driving it. That's way out of their state. That makes sense. Okay, so then he goes and says, thanks, great. The FBI is going to call you. Can you give me an RQ on any vehicles registered to KD? KD. All right. I don't know who KD is at this point is, but let's go down a little bit further. At 3, no, it's not Stacy Chapin. The name is shorter and the name is longer. The file was flagged so not everybody could see it. Okay, let me go back up. SC is literally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 letters. Oh, wait a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 letters. Space C. Let me write this down. Hold on. Give me 1 second. 7 letters. Who would be S? Stacey. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 6 letters. Whose name would be 7 letters, starts with an S? Stephen? Stephen, no, that's C. It comes back to, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7 letters for the S name, and the last name starts with a C. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 letters. 7 letters first name, 6 letters last name. Well, actually, that would be 8 letters first name, 7 letters last name, starting with S and C. Is it Chestnut? ESNUT. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It might be Chestnut. Unless it's, yeah, S Chestnut. Did JD have a sister? Don't know. Out of entire blank redacted is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. California's 10. Pennsylvania? How many letters is Pennsylvania? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. What's a state with 16 letters? Hold on a minute. Maybe it's not. Unless they redacted more than just the letters. South Dakota has 16 letters, but that would be too long. 14 letters is North Dakota. So let's just say if it's 15 letters. Rhode Island? No. Maybe they redacted it and it is 14. 14 letters. Washington. It might be Washington. Let me look at the blanks again. Ten letters. Washington. That's close enough. Sharon, maybe. South Carolina, Washington. Okay, 2 name, 1 in the middle. That's what I'm thinking. So it looks like 2 name, 1 in the middle. So SC out of Washington. It could be SC. I don't know. That's a guessing game there. That's a really deep rabbit hole, folks. So saw that. Thank you. Sorry I couldn't help further. So the girl from the FBI is going to call you and request some registrations. So FBI obviously was already involved. The next day, use your number. They're going to request me and attach it to the number of the report of the incident. Can you give me an RQ on any vehicles registered to KD? Don't know who that is. Idaho and Washington, please. Do you want a list of everything ran? Everything, got it. He has nothing registered to him in Washington, and his record, though, Washington shows a blank address. I also looked at his involvements in previous calls and contained his criminal history and saw no alias names to search. Copy, thanks. Of course, the FBI is roaming around Paradise Drive. Whoo! That's funny. That is funny. I wonder why I didn't look at this before. That is funny. Okay. Too funny. Okay, so let me just take a look. Interesting. All right, so found it. Thanks. Is anyone driving car too? Me. All right, that's his patrol car. IS has a new MDP they want to swap out. D is on his way here. Okay. Can you tell me if there were any vehicles registered to MD out of Washington? Christopher Smith. Is that what you got, Stella? Christopher Smith. No, too many, too short. Yes, 1 NIBRC is the contributing factor with code 1 arguments. So say they list out the case and state it because the personal is, KD. Do you think KD is Kai Davis? Kai. 1, 2, 3. No. Is it Kyle? D is 1. Now, this is only, I'm counting spaces, if they actually just redacted and not redacted more spaces. So this would be absolutely 1, 2, 3. That would be a 4-letter name with a K, 4-letter name. And the last name is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 letters with a D. So that would be, I feel like I'm playing hangman, guys. So that would be K, 1, 2, 3, maybe a Kyle, Kyle. And then the last name D, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 letters. Decor. What's Kai Davis is the boyfriend? Yeah, but that's not it. Okay, so let's keep going. I'll come back to that name in a minute. Can you tell me if there's any registered 1, 2 Mary Decor? Okay, so they're asking for K Decor. No. That is of Washington. MD. 1, 2, 3 letters. That's 4-letter name. 4-letter name, Mike. Mary. Who else? What's this 6-letter? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 letters, last name. 6. JD's aunt? Maybe they have relatives in Washington. I can't find anything. And is the spelling correct? Oops, I found a MWD. And then they spell it correctly and then redact all of it. I checked the Camry's plate through the system a year ago today, and it hasn't been ran. Copy, thanks, will do. Enjoy helping, makes me feel like I'm contributing. Can you run blank ID? Send me a turn. Yes. Hey, can you get any vehicles registered out of SS out of Idaho? S blank S. I sent it to you. I found these 3 VINs under his names. The blank are locals. Did you meet and put yourself up on the screen? Nope. LOL. Took you off. Can you run AW 1982 looking for his current address? His ID return says blank 1982 AW and suspended. Can you check any vehicles registered to him? Silverado and a S10 in locals. Perfect. Thank you. Can you run blank and send me a return state? Oregon, but I'm not getting a return. Copy. Thanks. I did an H1 for the region and got nothing. Interesting. Sorry, I blew up your MDC, but I ran the plate nationally, and those are all the returns I got. But the plate comes back to locals to a COR. Can you run that VIN in Washington? Also, ID will do. Can you check ID? I have to run B clan first, and then I'll let you know. No return on that plate. The rest sent to MDC. Are you looking for an updated return on that Hyundai Elantra with bank paint? I can run the VIN. I got its return through Oregon. Ha! That car wasn't connected, folks. This is crazy. 11/22/22 at 5:29 in the evening. And they're talking, I got its return through Oregon. Jeez, my God. And that would be MB. Massachusetts, maybe. I was thinking Pennsylvania. All right. So can you run it through ID? Yeah, of course. There was a stabbing in Pullman this morning. What? There was a stabbing in Pullman this morning. 11/24/2022. Stabbing in Pullman? Hold on a minute. What? $11.24. That was Thanksgiving, wasn't it? 11 California arrest. No, that's not it. 2022. What? What? Hold on a second here. I don't show anything. Let me go to Pullman Police Reports. Let me go to their blotters. It's 11/24/2022. What the heck? Does anybody remember hearing of a stabbing? What the heck is going on out there? Anybody at all? Have you guys ever heard of a stabbing? That 11/24/22 was Thanksgiving, wasn't it? Let me just take a peek. I think it was. I remember that Payne was working. Remember he went out and canvassed the area too? That's the same day, the 24th. Yeah, the owner of the dog to free his dog. That was Thanksgiving. Right here. Here's the calendar. So this is the same day, guys. This is the same day that Payne is off, not working, but working. This is Thanksgiving Day. Thanksgiving Day, guys. And I can understand a single person, and he's the lead on the case, and he's got to get his work done, and he wants to find who did this to these four. But that was Thanksgiving. That was Thanksgiving. Makes you wonder, could it have been Brent they stabbed? Well, I don't know. But here Payne is going and basically saying, hey, I'm working. Yesterday morning, there was a dog that had stab wounds, Pullman case, and then he lists the Pullman case. Okay? No. Okay, thanks. I asked the Pullman officers about the case involving a knife that Knife Shift would have passed on to them, and this is the only case I was aware of. It reported at 08:51 yesterday morning. There's nothing on the blotter. I just pulled this. I've had Bullman WSO WSUPD since 7 this morning. I read the report that it was a fight between two dogs, and when the attacking dog would not release the victim's owner took out a knife and stabbed the dog several times until the dog, oh my gosh, did releases and died. All parties have been contacted and identified. Who would stab a dog? Freaking heinous. What the heck? Who was this guy that took out a knife and stabbed the dog? Holy crap. It wasn't on the news. It was not even on the blotter. It's not even on the Pullman blotter. It's not even on the police reports. I just ran it. Nothing comes up. I'll go back and, I mean, you can go on Spot Crime and Pullman reports will be there too. Pullman Daily. You can go, anybody, spotcrime.com. It's the Daily Archive. You can go back forever. Okay. It'll tell you a crime map, trends, analytics, cold cases, missing persons, Daily Archive. You can go back and read all the crimes. Okay. Just go in there and sign up. It's not that difficult. Let's go back to this. Where did I lose my spot? Shoot. Here it is. Pain conversation. All right. So, talking about the dog, the owner sounds a little scary, folks. I hope it's not even on the blotter. Why would they not advertise that? Because the owner killed the dog? That's weird. Are you familiar with the threatening note in case involving LM? Huh. MN asks, are there any of you familiar with a threatening note case involving LM? These initials keep coming up, folks. And this is on the 25th, the next day. I have someone on the phone who would like to talk to an officer about him. So LM is a male. Okay. I wonder if DM knew who LM is. And not off the top, I'll have to look it up. I've tried. Apparently, it was at Super 8 or Sherry's, but I can't find anything yet. West Pullman, Nom Nom, dude from out of town, Minnesota, and a bit 220 about the murders. Can I transfer EL to you? He has more information. EL. Out of town. EL. They would have to request a report through the records if they want to. Sure. Thank you. Sure to the transfer. Thank you. Talk to you later. Good morning. Can you run a DQ for me? JPDOB 92. 1, 2, 3, 4. Is that Jose? And last name P. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 letters long. 4 and 5 letters. JP. And Sarah, you're a little step ahead of the game, so you might have figured out some of these names. Did Kopaka have a dog? Not sure. Self-defense? I don't think he would have it on his own. Just saying. A lot of cops kill dogs accidentally. It's a sad thing. But why would you even take out a knife to break up a dog fight, people? You take a leash and you make it like a lasso and you wrap it around your own dog and you pull your dog back. You rope them like a horse or sheep or cattle. Or you get a spray bottle and you start spraying the dogs with water. You grab a hose. You don't take a knife out and stab an innocent animal. If the dogs got in a fight, there's a reason for it. One was the aggressor. You don't kill a dog. Sorry. I can go on a tangent on that. Okay, let's get back to it. Okay, can you run JP? Sounds like a pit bull if you wouldn't let go. Well, we don't know that. Idaho, morning will do, thanks. Can you request an RNQ as well? Will do. I'm not getting anything. Try another database. Interesting. Nothing in that database. Interesting. Indeed. Very. No problem. Can you run a VIN through Washington and Idaho? I think Idaho is currently down, but sent you for a Washington return. Got it. Thank you. Can you run a RQ for B blank S? B blank S 88. And they put in asterisks and don't redact it. Stratus. What is Stratus? Hold on one second. Let me look at this. Stratus. Is that a vehicle? Man, I just seen this. Lana had gone through it. Oh, she did. Okay, got it. Can you run an R&Q, an inquiry for B and check Washington? Is that B Stratus? Washington. Barry? Stratus. I wonder if that's a vehicle. It's got to be. Stratus. I'm going to go back and look at this. Hold on a minute. And nothing in ID, but ILETS has been weird today. Awesome. Can you run Washington White Ford Explorer to a JG? JG. Let me see. J1. Hold on. Let me take a look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 letters. J. 7 letters. 8 total. And the last name G. And that is only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 letters total. J and G. Thanks. Can you run vehicles to their address? Answer. CV called and wanted to let you know that we'll have security guards at 6. They'll be there for at least the next week, maybe 2. He'd like you to call. That's when they put security guards over at 1122. Perfect. Thank you. M102 sent out an email to the departments, and we still have a night shift commander. Contact him. Who is M102? Let me look. 102, 113 is Gunderson. 102 is probably, yeah, Tyson Barrett. So that's Captain Barrett. 102 is Barrett. He put out an email. So Barrett puts out an email right there. There's Barrett. Barrett puts out an email and he says to the department, we will have the night shift commander contact him, sent to MDC, has 2 vehicles registered to. Just let everyone know. C called and said that car 7 is ready to be picked up from the shop. They must have had to repair it. Hey, random question. Do you have a record on when our NCIC or ORI is here? Yes, Moscow PD. Thanks, guys. Doing okay over there? Yeah, things are good. Still crazy callers and entitled people from calling around the country and Canada. Not surprised. This has brought out lots of interesting folks. That was from Brett Payne. Well, WNC I said hi. They say hi. LOL. Can you run blank for me, Idaho? We missed you guys at the Christmas party. A 2014 Elantra to ENCG. Did anybody know who a Dodge Stratus? Cops wouldn't use a knife, report said owner. Yeah. Cloud. Huh. Maybe I can search her transcript. No, we'll figure it out. ENCG. Dang, wanted to come as a blank. Folks came down for dinner and we went to the lightning tree thing in Troy. Thanks, no problem. Will you run blank D? Chevy White Cruise, known as KL and MM. Chevy White Cruise. Got it. Can you email all the calls for 1122 before the 13th and email it to the FBI? So all the calls before were emailed to the FBI. KL and MM, Maddie Mogan, and Karen Laramie. Okay, so that one, a white Chevy Cruze. Because I remember seeing that it was registered in her mom and hers name. So that one is Maddie Mogan and Karen Laramie. How far back can you do? 2 years. Sounds good. I'll start working on it. Thank you so much. Not a problem. Good morning. Can you send M cases when you have a chance? I tried, but I'm dumb and can't figure it out. Oh, Payne admits he's dumb and can't figure it out. Oh my God. Never. I mean, how many people did he think was going to read this, right? He must be really dumb to get that executive position over at UI of U of I that we found yesterday. Well, Sarah found it. Shout out, Sarah. All right. Good morning. I sure can. And you're not dumb, says CM. Are you in Teton County? Can you run RQ for me? Vehicles associated with KJ or LJ, 60 and 67. Candace. No, that's a K. J. KJ or LJ. KJ or LJ. 66, 67. 60 and 67. Okay. Johnson? The daughter? Out of Washington. The male has 8 vehicles registered under him. 8 freaking vehicles? LJ? Holy freaking moly. LJ, age 67, Washington. Give me 1 second. LJ, Washington, age 67. All right. This was in 2022, so today 4 would be 67, 71. William Washington, LJ, 67. He'd be 71 today, so let me go and adjust this. LJ. Larry Johnson, Washington, age 71. Who is this person? Lawrence Washington. No. Says he. Leonard Washington. Is it Johnson or Jefferson? I'm thinking LJ. Oh, no, that he goes by LJ. Huh. Let me just take a peek at this. He would be 71 today. Johnson. Nope. Tony Johnson. Larry Johnson. Hold on a minute. How many letters is that again? L. 1, 2, 3, 4. Lane Johnson. What did I say? L.W. Johnson. Lane. 4-letter. Lane Johnson. 65. Olympia, Washington. Doesn't say exactly where. 8 vehicles registered to him. 71. Lane Allen Johnson. Used to live in. Holy moly. Keith Hunter Jefferson. Mother is Leslie. It didn't start. Oh, no. No, the K is the girl. The K is the girl. The guy is the L. Yeah, it's just a thought. Hunter Johnson's family, possible. But they're not in Washington. HJ granddad, possibly. And Bethany gives absolutely nothing besides this one interview. Oh, I'm sure they have other interviews. I'm sure the FBI has interviews they're not releasing, guys. Yeah. I'm sure Hunter Johnson has FBI interviews that they're not releasing either. I guarantee you. KJ or LJ. Lane Johnson, 67, out of Washington, Bremerton, Washington. Interesting. Motorhome, motorcycle, car, his wife, trailer. Could be like, think about it. By the time you have a trailer, an RV, or a motorhome, and you have a motorcycle, and you have 3 cars and another trailer for your motorcycle, it could be a lot. He has 8 registered. Just run all of them and send me. The female has 0. Okay, talk to you all later. Got to work. They are all sent to you. I hit the wrong button. I'm not in service. Can you run blank Idaho? Can you also run CK? Elitz is down. Spillman file. Yeah. Okay, it's down. You're all good. Spillman has his own L in there for ID. Can you run a RNQ on TC? Date of birth 2000. TC 2000. All right, hold on a second. I'm going to go back to this because this is the one that I work off of. And let me just grab this. Let me go all the way to the top because I want to see this. I want to see this real quick. JNHN, JHKN. I don't see a TC on here either. LB mentioned, DM mentioned, BF, Emily Allant, JM, HJ, KJ. It could be 2000 as a student. ID, just looking for vehicle, no record through ID. Trying Washington, no record. Appreciate checking. Can you run a VIN? It's out of Nevada. It's got to be Bethany's. All right, let me go back over here. So they're running a VIN out of Nevada. And can you check Nevada? Yeah, I sent you the returns. Got it. Apparently, it's the one car with no color listed. Well, that's frustrating. Immensely. I don't know the one you're referring to, but that's pretty standard with California. I don't think they ever show a color on returns. Nevada 2, nothing in TLO. Good morning. Can you run an RQ next day? 12/9/22. JH. That's only a 4-digit last name. 1991 out of Idaho. 1991 JH. 2, 3, 4. And the first one is Jackson. Johnson. Jeffrey. H. JH. JH. Sent it to you. Has anybody relieved security at King for a few on 12/9? Yeah, I'm headed that way. Thank you. Morris, 2 o'clock, is in the lobby. He's here too early. Are you there? Just an FYI, KR called and said that he needs car 10 ready by Sunday so they can start working on it. Okay, great. Someone just called on 911 and they saw a white Elantra in Clarkson, but didn't know where it went. Do you want the plate? Oh, that was on 12/9. They already had Koberger's name on the 29th of the following month. Joshua Hain. Joshua Hain? Joshua Hain? Joshua Hain. University of Idaho, maybe? Joshua Hain. Let me see what it said again. JH. JH. Date of birth 1991. Joshua Hain. Did you 1991? Let me see. Let me see if I find Idaho. Maybe it's Washington though. Joshua Hain. Public records, mugshots. Let's take a look. Idaho Falls. Huh. Joshua Hain. Who would that be? H-E-I-N. Joshua H-E-I-N. Idaho. Helena Mann. Who is this? Charged with kidnapping. Who the hell is this? Joshua David Hain. Helena Mann charged with aggravated kidnapping after allegedly beating a woman. What? Let me read this real quick. Where's this out of? A Helena Mann. That's Montana. They're looking for somebody else. I hate when people have same names. I thought he was a neighbor of Helena, Montana. Joshua Hain. James Mann? Joshua Hain. Is there anyone tied? Oh, I don't know. You guys got some great comments. So there's J.H. 1991 out of Idaho. Let me look again. Let me use a different database. Out of Idaho. Let me do a search image. He's asking for Idaho, so let me narrow it down to Moscow. That name doesn't even sound familiar. No. 1991. University of Idaho? No, that's Oklahoma. You guys, where'd they get this name from? Is it just a name that somebody threw out there? It's off to Moscow, guys. Let's see. All right, there was a social media post. Let me see what this guy's name is. No, that is not. Nope. All right. Let's take a lucky stab in the dark. Are we just throwing names out there? I remembered what she said. I can look. Ian Harsh? No. Oh my God. Okay. I could be wrong. That was the neighbor. Okay, let's look. All right. Let's see what else it says. Just an FYI, KR just called saying he. Okay, we already read that. Perfect. It comes back to HF 1942. That car comes back. Do you want me to run a plate? HF, born in 1942. Wow. And then redacted. All right. K called and bring back car. 5 is ready. 10. Totally forgot to push send. We're doing a good job. Good morning. Can you run blank expired gray 2015 Ram TM 91 out of CDA Coeur d'Alene? And that is a 2015 expired 1500 Ram gray. 91 TM. Is that Tyler Moyer? No. TM. Was there an officer speaking in the... Wait a minute. Hold on. We need a list of names. I think James Hain. Okay. There was an officer speaking with a female on the phone, and it just got disconnected. Morris, it was a male. Thanks. I sent him phone number via text. It was disconnected with a male. B blank T 72 and K blank T 99 out of Post Falls on 2013 suspect vehicle. Perfect. Thanks. T, welcome. Can you run blank ID for me? No worries, found it. Can you run? Sure thing. Okie dokie, just sent it to you. Can you give watch commander's number? Okay, this is interesting. This is on the 15th. So remember the days that I told you were most important is the 10th to the 10th is a big day. And then obviously the 15th. Hang on, I'll get it. Disabled vehicle near Banner Bank on Jackson broke down. ISP took care of it and I will tow it. SS green Chevy Suburban. They just wanted to give a heads up. Thanks. Can you run it for LK 1978? Okie dokie. Are you in Idaho looking for a vehicle? LK through Idaho. There are no LK in Idaho or Washington. I found an LK in Washington. She doesn't have any vehicles. I dug a little deeper. There is no one in Idaho with the last name of K who has any vehicles. It's spelled Kopaka will fit in there. Can you run a ID whose name ends in, that is not Koberger. Look at how many blanks are there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Kopaka. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. Interesting. LK. Lee. Is that Lee Kopaka? Lee. Everyone said he went by Lee, even though his name is Brent. Lee Kopaka. Will Lee fit in there? Kopaka will fit in there. That is, it's got to be. Okay, this is Brent Lee. They all called him Lee. And Kopaka will fit in there. Jeez. Wild. Wild. All right. Can you check if LK, she doesn't have any vehicles. What was LK? LK. What was his first, his mom's name is Darcy. So who would be L? Let me see. Stepmother. Dawn is the stepmother. Darcy is the mother. Tori L. Davy. Ethan, nephew's niece. There's nobody with an L in the obituary. Is it Linda? A female's name that is Lynn, Lynn. Lynn Kopaka, Linda, Christy, Linda, Lena Kopaka, aunt, cousin, aunt, Lena, Lena Kopaka. Is she out in there? They were trying to use anyone. Lena Kopaka. Let me just see where she's at. Washington. Where did he get these names from, though? Because he's asking them to run plates on people's names. He's giving them names and running the plates. Where is he getting these plates from? Oh my God. He's getting them from the security camera. Everybody who drove through there had to have had, how did he get names? How would a police officer get names? People refer them to other people. How else would he get names? People in the area, addresses. Lena Kopaka. Might not even be Lena. Let me see Washington. I don't see anybody out of Washington. How would somebody be getting El Copaka? Brent, Lynn. What's another female female L name? 4 letters. Let me just look. Luna, Lily, Leah, Lucy, Lola, Laura, Luna, Lily, Lena. That is weird. LPR Lacey. Lacey. Lewiston. Darcy. Let me put Lewiston instead of Moscow. I bet you there's got to be somebody in Lewiston. All the family lived in that area. Lacey, Linda, Lynn, Lena, John, Zach, Darcy. Who else of their family members were out there in Lewiston? A neighbor, a niece, a friend, a cousin, Rebecca, Robert, Alice L. Oh, his grandmother. Oh my God. Is it his grandmother, Alice L? They're going by middle names. So someone had to, what was her middle name? Shoot. I had his whole genealogy. Where did it go? Had to have been the grandmother. I'm guessing grandmother. His mother, let me pull up the chart that I have for the family tree. Hold on. It also just says uncle, no name. Lee, probably Lynn. Obituary, his grandmother's name. It doesn't say his grandmother's name in the obituary. So I bet you, let me look back at my chart. Oh, where did I put it? It's in another file. Hold on. Let me look back at the chart that I did for the genealogy. Hold on. Projects. Here we go. Presentation. And this was probably last week. I go week by week and I keep everything that I talked about. So let me just pull it up. It was this whole genealogy. Mom's and dad's side. Here it is. L. Let me see if I can blow this up. Okay, so her mom, let me just make this smaller. Her mom was Shirley Pattinson. On the grandpa side, it was Veta Kopaka, VK, and L. Tori. I don't see an L on here. I see a John, Jack, Jackie, John, Jason, Aaron, Sharon, David. Devon, Nixon, David Nixon, Christina, Brent, Darcy, Brewitt. I don't see an L. Maybe it was, let me take a look at it. LK. She doesn't have any vehicles. I dug a little deeper. There is no one in Idaho with the last name of K who has any vehicles. It's spelled blank. I sent you the return for everyone in Idaho whose last name is K and has vehicles. There's still no L. Thank you so much. I don't actually think that everyone is in Idaho. I was double checking my work, searching for someone whose name is K, and I got a return that's not the one I sent you. I was super wrong. Here's way more K than I thought. Still no L or L, though I'm sure about that. Can you run that? Yes, sir. Can you send me a return for the ID, Idaho? No problem. Can you run Washington? It comes back a 2014 model of the sus vehicle to a CR out of Pullman. Is that Christopher? CR out of Pullman. So there is no LK, but a CR. I'll have to ask C. I'm heading to Jacob's Pinning. No worry. See you there. Can you run on a registered ER and AR? I didn't get any vehicles for E, but I'm checking Washington just in case. KA is in the lobby. Is that Karen Alant? On my way. Thanks. K from the shop wanted to see if any more cars. Can you give me the cell number of DT from Pullman Police Department? This was on the 20th. Can you give me the cell number of DT from PPD? Work and personal. TD. They changed, they inverted them. He says DT, and then he says, here's the numbers, work and personal. I just called your cell. We'll check up. Were you riding with CW that night by chance? Brett Payne, were you riding with CW that night by chance? That night. So why he's called Pullman? Obviously, this is a cop from Pullman. It's got to be. Riding is riding with a partner. Oh, that's Koberger versus Dan. Yeah, Tango. Now, obviously, were you riding with him that night on the 20th? I was not, but he was driving around his vehicle looking for a possible suspect at the time I was. Awesome. He ran another plate at the same location, but it's a Washington plate copy. Also, the PA plate I ran was not the one I saw at the tennis courts on North Fairway. The one I saw at the tennis courts had a California plate. What? The plate I ran was not the one I saw at the tennis courts on North Fairway. The one I saw at the tennis courts was a California plate. Geobase looks like Northwest Valley Road Apartments. I'm going to pull up to the parking system right now. I'm going to pull up the parking system right now. I think I ran from that and I found it looked like it returned to a local address. It was probably parked in front of our police department at the time. That might be the one at the Steep Toe Village Apartments. So why? Okay, wait a minute here. We know that BK lived at Steep Toe Village Apartments. But why is he saying I was probably parked in front of our PD at the time? That might be the one at the Steptoe Village Apartments. Why would he even mention that over the radio? This is all over the radio, or this is a transcript. This is the conversation. I think IM is instant messaging is by Payne, and all this is obviously time-stamped. So on the 20th, you know that Payne, this was December. This is almost a month after. But it says, Geobase looks like Northwest Valley Road Apartments. And then he says, I'm going to pull the parking system minutes seconds later. I think I ran that from a vehicle I found in our parking system, trying to see if it returned to a local address. Our parking system. So that's Tango. And those are probably all the tickets they found. I was probably parked in front of our PD at the time. That might be the one in the Steep Toe Village apartments. That's what's on the map is showing for me. Yeah, it sounds about right. It also has a lot of active parking permits for that lot. The lot at his residence, he knew his name. The day before he said in court he knew the guy's name. Yeah, the parking lot, Steep Toe Apartments, his apartment is blank. I believe it was parked in the top large parking lot located off of Brandy Way. Would you like the male's name that's on the parking account? I believe it's the same as the RO of the vehicle. I just got it. Thanks, man. You've been a huge help. No problem. Any interest in a 2013 white Honda Civic? Not at the moment. Why would he ask him if he's interested in a 2013 Honda Civic? My sergeant was just asking, please let me know if you need anything else. I'm on until 2 o'clock. Awesome. Thanks a ton. No problem. Oh my God. The FBI set him up. They knew that they were going to go and look for him in the area. Yeah. Tango was telling him exactly the vehicle. He had already had a name. They were going out matching every single vehicle until they got his name matched. The FBI just gave him a name. Think about it, folks. The FBI gave him a name, and it was like following a clue backwards, right? You don't know what they drive. You don't know what his driver's license number is. You just have a name. Then you got to go backwards. You got a name. You find out where you can find anything on social media, where they live, any credit report, any finding of a person, and then they go backwards, right? It's Lila, Lyla, Lyla Kopaka. Let me see. And Kopaka family history, Lila Kopaka. Jeez. Genealogy 101. Here we go. Lila Kopaka. Born as Lila Lodgton Kopaka, indicating an Oregon and the zip code. That was the freaking car and the Oregon plate that they were talking about. Susie Littleby, you have got the GOAT award.
You are the greatest of all time.
Wow. Wow, they were looking for anybody they could possibly set up after they were going to look at Kopaka. So now I know I've been here for 3 hours and 25 minutes. I have got to go before I am thrown in the doghouse or the goat house. But let me just say this, okay? We know now that Kopaka was probably the one at the corner club. We know now that somehow he played a role in this, okay? We know that, confirmed now by the connections, by Payne's own admission that he was looking for certain people, certain names, and tying that together with that name in the Oregon license plate. And I just showed you the genealogy background, that there was a Kopaka, Lila, in the Oregon area. Wow. Guys, you can't make this up. This connects. This connects. And did someone see Kopaka around the area hanging out with Kaylee? Did they get jealous? Is this even a true possibility? Is this a Wow. I am just stunned. We have made so much progress, Nest. Keep searching. Keep asking the right questions. Keep asking. Keep asking. Keep asking what? Keep asking what I always say. Question the unthinkable. Y'all have an amazing evening. They were going to blame a decorated veteran, which pisses me the fuck off. Sorry, folks. I'll watch my mouth. I'm sorry. I'm just getting feisty and spicy. I'll put out a few videos. They mentioned the military guy in the corner club. It's been said before. I guarantee, allegedly, this may have been Brent Kopaka. Y'all be well. Enjoy your family. I'll be back on Monday. I'm going to drop a video early in the morning or go live early in the morning on Monday. I'll catch you around the streets. Be well.
Packed my dreams in a beat up leather case, left the dust of that suffocating place. They said a girl like me should stay in line, but I'd rather lose their map than lose my mind. Tune the radio to a station playing wild and free. Windows down, smelling like the pine trees. 500 miles and I'm just getting started. Say goodbye to the heavy hearted. Oh, nobody's holding the reins tonight. I'm chasing the edge of the morning light. This is my highway, my open sky. I've got the wings and I'm ready to fly. No yellow lines can tie me down. I'm leaving my tracks all over this town. Freedom, freedom, yeah. Now they call me an outlaw, call me a breeze, shaking the leaves right off of the trees. Ain't no speed limits on the choices I make, with every single risk that I happily take. Got a heart like an engine, loud and true, right in my own rules. Nothing brand new, just an old soul singing with the modern beat, dusting off the pavement under my feet. This is my highway, my open sky. I've got the wind, can tie me down. I'm leaving my tracks all over this town. Freedom, freedom, yeah, ooh, yeah. And if I get lost in the dark of the night, I know my own stars will show me the light. No more shadows to cover my face. I'm running my pace, I'm winning my race. Freedom, yeah, just let it roll.